I've seen Scary Movie 6, or I guess the actual title is just Scary Movie, which is kind of a play on for Scream being the same exact title as the very first movie, but whatever. I've seen the new Scary movie. Uh so let's talk about it. But before we get into today's video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on push notifications to stay up to date on every single one of my videos. But let's get into today's review. This is going to be a brutally honest video, so I'm sorry if you love this movie, but I did not like this movie at all. To be fair, I didn't really like the trailer either. I was very much kind of worried that this movie wasn't going to follow through on what it promised, which was going to be this like super edgy, just if you are offended by literally anything, like be careful watching this movie. It was not that. And maybe I just don't get offended at stuff, but I feel like this movie, the jokes in this movie, they were making jokes about things that people don't care about. There were literally COVID jokes. It's like there was just a lot of stuff like that in which it felt like the movie was written like 5 to even 10 years ago. Just people don't care about it. There was a lot of, pop culture references that people just, unfortunately, people just don't care enough about pop culture or a film to really care about the jokes that were in this movie. And that's, really unfortunate to say, but there were just so many jokes. I would say like almost 100% of the jokes were just jokes about things that people do not care about. There was one person in my theater that was cracking up a storm. I mean, cracking up a storm. So he was having a great time, and that's great. If you're having a fun time with this movie, don't let me ruin your experience. I mean, if you had a really fun time with this, then that's great. Obviously, these movies are meant to make people laugh, but it was so dreadful. The pacing was awful, and I'm not talking about writing pacing because you're gonna come after me and be like, "Don't go into scary movies wanting good pacing." Shut up. That's not what I mean. I mean in which it tells its jokes. Every single joke in this movie had like the ever so like overly long pause to let the audience laugh. And I know that scary movies have always been about that kind of humor in which it's supposed to be that very dry and like just out of nowhere kind of humor in which someone gets punched or someone blows up or someone dies or someone does something. And every single joke in this movie had some sort of just random ass pause that made it that much more dreadful. And what sucked is that a lot of my theater didn't laugh at a lot of this movie. There was like a couple moments in which the whole theater was laughing, and unfortunately, the whole theater wasn't even that full. It wasn't a full theater. Now, I actually do like Scary Movie. I like a lot of the movies. I think a lot of them suck, especially the ones without the Wayans brothers. So I do think that they're funny. The first couple ones are great. The newer ones are not that amazing. And sorry, something just fell. But this movie was just absolutely so unfunny. And I think a lot of people are gonna really like this movie. I think they're gonna be like, it was so great. It was so great. This is exactly what the world needs. This is the kind of comedy that is going to bring the world. No, it's not. This is like the bare minimum, or like the lowest level of like offensive humor. I would say that it was just more grotesque and kind of just gross humor, which is fine. But when it came to really offending people, it was kind of just using recycled garbage jokes that have just been said multiple times before, but they were just saying it in a different way. And I'm not gonna get into the like the script structure, because like I said, this is a scary movie. I mean, you really shouldn't go into it expecting much from the actual story. But this movie, like, I don't know. It's hard. It's difficult to deconstruct this kind of bad movie, because a lot of people are just going to be like, Cameron, that's the exact that is why it's doing that. It's a scary movie. No, I am not gonna accept that as an excuse. This movie was just painfully bad. Like, it was just painfully bad. I can tell how it's picking on legacy sequels or whatnot. Like, I can tell. I know what it's trying to do. I'm not dumb. I know exactly what it's trying to do. But when it came to, I was expecting it to be just super offensive. I was expecting it to be just absolutely abysmally offensive. You know what was more offensive? The Netflix Kevin Hart roast. That was obscenely offensive. Like, so offensive that I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I like, not that I get offended, but just that it was broadcasted. Like, holy crap. Now that was offensive. This movie is not offensive, just kind of stupid humor. And I love the Wayans brothers. I love their movies. I love White Chicks. I mean, I love their films. I think their films are funny. And I wish that we were getting more original Wayans brother films. I don't think this movie's pushing us in the right direction as far as like getting us back to that comedic route, because we've gotten comedies in recent years that were more raunchy and offensive than this movie. So I guess I'm just lost or confused as to why this movie made decisions that it made. But I mean, I can't complain too much. I didn't expect much from it. I didn't expect to like really like it, but at the same time, I was kind of like hoping to be like, wow, I can't believe that they said that. But a lot of the jokes were just very like bare minimum, that like if you get offended at any of these jokes in the movie, it's like, I think it's on you. Like, it's really not like there was one offensive joke that really was over the top and was taking risks. Just none of this movie was a risk at all. It was just a stupid movie that was boring. One thing I did like in this movie was the not to spoil it or anything, so if you've watched this far into the video and haven't watched the movie yet, then go watch it. But at the very end of the movie, I think it's Sydney, whatever her character's name is, there's a John Wick parody scene in which she's kicking a whole bunch of Ghostface's asses, and it's actually great. Obviously, it's not Anna Faris, but it's a stunt double, and it is a really fun scene. It's really fun. So that scene was good. I actually think the Ghostface reveals were great too. I think they were pretty funny. That kind of connects it back to like the newer scary movies that, you know, got rid of the Wayans brothers. But other than that, the movie was terrible. I mean, the movie was not good. If you liked it, great. I didn't. Let me have my opinion. But yeah, that'll bring it to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of it. I appreciate every single one of you. But remember, your movie moment is right around the corner. See you in the next video.